If you're living with fibromyalgia and you've ever thought, these symptoms are so weird, my doctor's going to think I'm making them up, this video is for you. Today I'm walking you through 5 hidden fibromyalgia symptoms doctors rarely explain. By the end, you'll understand what might be happening in your body, you'll feel less alone, and you'll have a few gentle ideas for looking after yourself. Quick note before we dive in, I'm sharing lived experience and education, but this video isn't medical advice. New, severe or worrying symptoms should always be checked with a healthcare professional, especially chest pain or anything that feels like an emergency. Now let's start with the first hidden symptom. Have you ever felt like you're vibrating or shaking on the inside, but if someone looks at you, nothing seems to be moving? People describe it as a buzzing, humming, or like they're sitting on a washing machine, and it can be really frightening. Happens to me quite often at night. In fibromyalgia, this can be a sign of an overprotective nervous system. Your brain and nerves are on high alert, sending out alarm signals even when you're safe. You're feeling the noise of that overactivated system. Many people are told it's just anxiety or it's brushed off completely. But if you're feeling internal tremors, you're not imagining it and you're not weak or dramatic. It's a real common part of fibro that doctors rarely explain clearly. The second hidden fibromyalgia symptoms doctors rarely explain is burning, crawling or sandpaper-like skin. You might find that clothes hurt, a light touch feels like sandpaper, or a shower that used to feel relaxing now feels like tiny needles on your skin. This can happen when the nerve endings in your skin become extra sensitive. Again, it's your nervous system trying to protect you, but turning the volume up way too high. So if you've ever thought, why does a simple hug or my favourite jumper suddenly hurt? That can be part of fibromyalgia, even if nobody mentioned it in your appointments. Gentle fabrics, loose clothing, and warm rather than very hot water can sometimes make things a little easier on those days. Before we move on, I just want to say something quickly. I love creating this channel where people with fibromyalgia feel understood and supported. If these videos help you and you'd like to support the channel, there's now a £3 per month membership. It gives you extra community posts from me and a monthly live Q&A where I answer all your questions directly. There's also an option for one-off support if that feels easier. Everything is linked in the description below if you'd like to take a look. No pressure at all. Watching, commenting and sharing already helps more than you realise. Now let's get back to the video. The third hidden fibromyalgia symptoms doctors rarely explain is chest pain and difficulty taking a full breath. This can show up as sharp, stabbing pain around the ribs or breastbone, or a feeling that your chest is too tight to take deep breaths. Sometimes it's related to something called costochondritis. That's inflammation in the cartilage around the ribs, which is more common in people with fibro. Now, it's really important to say chest pain should always be checked urgently to rule out heart and lung problems. Please don't ignore it. But once serious causes have been ruled out, you might be left thinking, well, no one explained why this still hurts. In fibromyalgia, the pain signals can get turned up in many areas, including the chest. Add muscle tension from stress or holding your breath against pain, and it makes perfect sense that this area can become extremely sensitive. You're not being silly or overreacting if this worries you. Your brain is doing its best with scary sensations, and you deserve calm and clear explanations. The fourth hidden fibromyalgia symptoms that doctors rarely explain is what I call temperature chaos, being too hot, too cold, or both in the same hour. You might be sweating under a blanket one minute and shivering the next. Everyone else in the room seems comfortable, and you're constantly putting layers on and taking them off. This can be linked to the autonomic nervous system, the part of your body that controls things like heart rate, blood pressure, and temperature regulation. When it's overwhelmed or dysregulated, your internal thermostat can struggle to find a comfortable middle ground. Again, this doesn't mean you're fussy or oversensitive. It means your body is working much harder than most people's just to keep things balanced. Simple things like dressing in layers, using hot water bottles or cooling packs, and pacing your activity can be small acts of kindness to a system that's already doing a lot. The fifth hidden fibromyalgia symptom doctors rarely explain to us is just how intense cognitive fog can be. This isn't just being a bit forgetful. It can feel like losing words mid-sentence, forgetting what you were doing in the middle of a task, or being completely unable to follow a TV plot or a conversation you would normally enjoy. Pain, poor sleep, stress, and constant sensory overload all drain the brain's energy. Fibro fog is often your brain hitting the brakes and saying, I literally cannot process any more right now. You're not lazy and you're not losing your intelligence. Your brain is tired. Gentle, realistic strategies can help a bit. Things like writing things down straight away, doing thinking tasks earlier in the day, allowing rest before and after anything mentally demanding. These aren't cures, but they are ways of working with your nervous system instead of fighting against it. So, we've talked about 5 hidden fibromyalgia symptoms doctors rarely explain. If you recognized yourself in any of these, you're absolutely not alone, and you're not imagining it. Your experience is real, and it deserves to be taken seriously. For a lot of us, that crushing cognitive fog is one of the most frustrating and frightening parts of fibromyalgia. If that's you and you'd like to go deeper into what's actually happening in your brain and some gentle ways to work with it, I've made a full deep dive video all about fibromyalgia brain fog. I'll put that video on screen for you now, and I'll link it in the description as well, so it's easy to find. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today and for taking your body and your experience seriously. If this video helped you feel a little less alone, it really helps the channel if you tap like, leave a comment to share what resonated with you, or share this with someone else who might be struggling quietly. Take gentle care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.